And good morning. Thanks for watching Eyewitness News on KSCW. 436-1212 is the number to call right now if you have a legal question for criminal defense attorney Charlie O'Hara. He joins us every week, and Charlie's back with us again, ready to take your phone calls at 436-1212. You know, Charlie, one of our people on staff was asking us something, and that is it's a tenant's right question. And if you have a lease and your landlord fails to perform certain fixes around the apartment, can you get out of your lease as a result of that?
Well, it kind of depends on how major they are. I mean, obviously, if it's just something very minor, I don't think you're going to have any of those. You can't really get out of the lease. But if it's something major, and I mean, the place is inhabitable, or for instance, like tomorrow it's going to get quite cool, and if it's that cold and the heater isn't working, you can't live there, well, those are instances where you can break the lease. I think it's, again, kind of a reasonable criteria here as to what would violate the lease, but you can't just come in and say, oh, that light switch doesn't work, so I want out of my lease. I mean, it's going to have to be something major. Yeah,
it makes sense. Well, hey, we've got a call on hold, so go ahead, please, caller. Your question for Charlie today. You're on the air.
Yes. How long, if a landlord don't return your deposit, your rental deposit, how long do you have before you can sue them, and can I sue them for 3 times the amount?
Well, I don't know. That's all going to depend on the contract that you have and the specifics of what's going on. I would think once they do the inspection, you should have, within a reasonable time, you should have the money back. Most of the time, the contract's going to state all those things in it that you sign in the lease agreement. And I know most of us don't read those lease agreements because they're so long and detailed and a bunch of lawyer language in there, but it's probably in there. So you got to look at that. I mean, obviously, if they don't give it back to you very quickly, well, then you're going to have a lawsuit. And you know, they're supposed to give it back to you, and the judge may not like that, so I don't know what he would award against them.
All right, let's get to another call for Charlie. Go ahead, please. Your question is on the air right now. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I just had a question. What are statute of limitations? Okay, my son had 2 surgeries that turned out to be failed surgeries. Now he has to undergo a 3rd surgery. Now he's only 15, but what are the statute of limitations? Is it 2 years or 15 years after he's, or 18 years old after he's had surgery?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that it changes because he's an adult or not. What I do is I think as quickly as you can, they've shortened those things a whole lot. Some of it depends on the circumstances as to when you discover it and when you would know about it. But I think it's real quick. Some of them are like a year or 2. And if you have some problem like that and you think you have a lawsuit, you need to get to an attorney that handles that kind of stuff.
Yeah, don't delay on that one.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. We have one more call for Charlie. We've got time to squeeze in one more. Your question, please, quickly.
Yes. I have animal guard dogs, and if my dog bites someone out here, do I have to have that posted? You know, we have problems with people coming and harassing our animals and taking some of them. So if one of our dogs bites that person, am I liable?
Well,
or do I have to post the property or what? Keep from being sued?
You can be liable for a dog bite. It depends on the circumstance. If you have knowledge that some dog is really a mean dog and there's kids over there and you let the dog play with the kids and it bites one of the kids and scars their face or something, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. If somebody breaks in your house and they're stealing your stuff and the dog bites them, I don't think you're going to have any problems at all. So again, as we've been talking about on everything, it kind of depends on the circumstances of what's going on. I mean, you need to be reasonable under the circumstances. If your dog's a guard dog and it's just out there and when people break in your yard and take things, I don't think that's a problem. If the dog's going around biting everybody that comes up to it or does anything, I think that could be a problem.
Okay, good questions today for Charlie. Thank you for your phone calls and thanks for your time, Charlie.
Sure.
Appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll continue with Eyewitness News this morning on KSCW.